Welcome back to the last movie reactions video of January, the last of the 2019 movies that I didn't see in 2019. Today was going to be A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. However, that's not available to watch yet. So I decided on watching a different movie that I've been eyeing on Amazon for a couple of months. Today we're watching The Aeronauts. And I haven't actually even looked into this movie at all until yesterday. I watched the trailer and I was like, you know what, let's watch that instead. So The Aeronauts is set in 1862. I'm reading it over here, by the way. It's about a headstrong scientist named James Glacier and a wealthy young widow, Amelia Wren. They mount a balloon expedition to fly higher than anyone in history. As their perilous ascent reduces their chances of survival, the unlikely duo soon discover things about themselves and each other that help them both find their place in the world, as they're, thousands of feet above it. So as usual, there may be times where you just see my reactions to scenes, not the scenes themselves. I don't want to give away big scenes or the ending, and sometimes I don't pause it and I'm just talking over a scene that's kind of irrelevant, so just for that. And I think that's it, so we will get started with The Aeronauts. Looks like her husband fell from a balloon, though.
Doubt is there to be listened to.
I don't know that I really agree with that one. Well, okay then. Wait, so then why does that John Green dude, why is he taking balloons into the air then if he's not studying the skies and weather patterns? What is he doing? Just breaking records or something? Oh my gosh! Well, that didn't take long to run into madness. How are they ever gonna dry? Because they're just gonna keep getting higher and it's gonna keep getting colder. They're never gonna dry out, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I mean, it's a movie, so they're gonna dry out, but in reality, wouldn't they actually just stay soaked the rest of the time? Also, how long are they gonna be up there? How long is it gonna take them to get, I'm sure they'll find out, to get as high as they get? To a point where they probably can't really breathe very well. When it's quiet like that, my first instinct is definitely not to yell. It's just to sit there and enjoy the quiet. Ooh. Ooh. There's so many butterflies. I didn't realize butterflies went up that far. I knew some bugs didn't, even spiders can float up really high, but... It's really hard to watch people declining in movies when you have it happening in your own life. It's a little too close to home. Why are they using Fahrenheit, not Celsius?
Trust me to write in your book.
They're English, not American. They would use Celsius. Did they use Fahrenheit in the 1800s? Was that a thing?
Have we slowed?
Wow. Uh-oh. Bert is like, get me the heck down from here.
Unnecessary. Give me the sandbag! Time we descend! I will not stop. You can't stand
He's going a little cray cray.
Don't you see what's happening?
He's bleeding. No, 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 he didn't. No, he didn't.
Giving me somewhere belonged. Keep looking up.
Uh-oh. It froze. Wow, how is she doing so good? Like, even though they had never gotten high enough for things to freeze. And he's just like losing his mind, literally. I don't know how long they've been up there, but I'm guessing it's probably only like 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. And it froze so fast. Oh, I really hope the balloon doesn't break. This is stressing me out. I almost can't watch this right now. She's tied in, but the rope is frozen, and I feel like it could snap if she falls. And okay. This is not gonna bode well. 36,000 feet. Holy cow. Wait, so the record was 22,600 feet, and they made it to over 36,000 feet. Hope this doesn't fall on somebody. Okay, I can almost breathe again. Okay, I can officially breathe again. Woo! I feel like he's helping her, now she's helping him. The opposite of what the plan was.
The time's Ethel. You ready?
Yes, Arthur, I'm ready.
Jesus, luck. Some help. And Amelia Wren's remarkable courage. So, we tell our story.
Well, I didn't have like a ton of reactions during that, or like a ton of comments either. I don't think. I was just like enjoying watching it and watching their story. And sometimes I don't really like the way that movies will do like flashbacks in a sense, or they kind of cut from like how we got to the present moment to like then the present moment. But it worked here, I think, too, with them just like being in a balloon and I'm getting yawn. And there being a bunch of downtime. Like I didn't feel like I was really missing anything because then we could just like they really went back to like where we had been before. And I so appreciated seeing their height, which makes sense, but also like the time frame too, like how long it took them to get up there. And a little recap at the end, like it was estimated. I was like, because the dude passed out, like he wasn't keeping records when they were over like 36,000 feet, you know. So they just had to estimate. But then they went up again too, like at the end. Like that was so cool. Um, Overall, I really liked it. I mean, obviously, I really liked it. I don't know. It wasn't a movie that made me like. I'm not like gushing over it in a way. But I do really enjoy movies that like tell people's stories, like real people's and like real events that happened. I'm gonna yawn again. I really enjoy watching people's stories, like real people and like real events that have happened, and just kind of seeing how they came to be, or like how I guess I really appreciate seeing how people think in a way, or like what they can do. You know, like everybody thought that like meteorology as a science or whatever like was gonna be silly and ridiculous, and we're never gonna be able to know that. But now, like, there are meteorologists, like, that's part of the news all the time, and like people are always checking the weather and like the forecast, like, and it's because of this. Like, this is where it came from. It came from two people going up in a balloon and like almost losing their fingers and their lives. Like, what? You know, this stuff like that is just really interesting because it just reminds me that like when we think there are limits, right? We think that like that's not possible, and we put like this end to it, like, nope, this is it, can't go past that, and then somebody comes along and thinks a completely different way, and all of a sudden that limit doesn't exist anymore. And I just find that so fascinating. I think that's more what I appreciated about this movie. Like, again, it was a really good movie and like really well done, and I liked the characters too. Again, it wasn't one that has me like gushing or like, oh my god, I love it so much and it was amazing, like it wasn't like that, but it was still a really like good solid movie. But what I appreciate about it the most is just, they're breaking that limit and like weren't afraid to break that limit. And even times where they were afraid and like, or didn't want to go, or were going to turn back, like, they still, I cannot stop yawning. They still kept going and like didn't let that doubt plague them into never doing it, because they did. And they apparently went multiple times, or at least more than once. So I really appreciated that part of it. So yeah, that was the Aeronauts. I hope you enjoyed it as well. It took something from it. I think I definitely like took more from it than enjoyed just watching it for the entertainment factor, which is also a good thing. I'm totally fine with like taking lessons from movies too. So that was the end of our January movies, the 2019 movies I didn't see in 2019. I will see you guys next week, which is next month, for a new theme, which I actually haven't decided on, so it's going to be a surprise to everyone. So I will see you guys next week.